you so much to the incredibly talented legend that is Jane. Thanks for inviting me to share the stage with your beautiful self and your amazing lineup of talented writers and friends. Very honoured to be invited to perform alongside these talented artists tonight, and to be sharing a night with all of you beautiful humans here.
Yay!
Congratulations again, Jane, on all your hard work and your amazing book. We all love you very much and are so proud of you and excited to share your special night with you, so thank you. I'll just do a little content warning, just to be good. This piece contains some profanity, obviously, that's fine. Also graphic sexual content. Themes to do with abuse, domestic violence, self-harm, grief, homophobia, transphobia, and sexism. So this extract is inspired by the first novel I'm writing at the moment called Taglock. A story set in the 1990s in a very beloved, unique, queer and subcultural turning point in history. It focuses on Leo and Ade, two boys who fall in love when they're 13 and spans their 11-year relationship. It begins with the intensity of first love between two very different souls and goes on to explore the demise of what turns into an emotionally and physically abusive relationship. The book explores themes of 90s queer history, alternative subcultures, witchcraft, witches of all gender, psychic power, kink, same-sex domestic violence, and emergency service workers' mental health and PTSD. I've adapted Leo's story as a performance monologue that I'm reading tonight. Leo is described by others as a rough, scally chav, as a thug from a rough estate from an early age who grows up suffering from grief, neglect, EUPD, and isolation. He struggles to get the help he needs as he slips through the system due to identity discrimination. Definition: Taglock. A magical object used in witchcraft to cast a spell on a person, to manipulate their will or an aspect of their life. I wish I kissed you more. I wish I called you baby more instead of, "Hey up, dickhead." Or said things like, "Love your wank bag so much." I wish I'd been more generous in bed. I should have made you come first more. I wish I'd woken up and the first thing I said to you every morning was, "Morning, baby," instead of, "What time is it?" I wish I'd made your coffee the way you liked it, not the way I thought you should have had it to keep your weight down. I wish I'd touched your face more. You had a fucking awesome face. And now he's touching it like he knows it. Those cute little creases you used to get when you smiled at the sides of your mouth that you hated because you thought they'd give you wrinkles, and you'd grow stubble just to hide them. I loved those too. My lips fit perfectly in those grooves that used to be mine. I wish I hadn't slept around with those other guys. It wasn't even because you weren't enough, or because they were fitter than you, or because they fucked better than you. It was because I wanted the attention and I wanted to feel wanted again. Because I wanted to hurt you, because you didn't need me anymore. And it was the only way I could think of making you break, pushing you off that fucking pedestal that everyone else put you on. I went too far. I'm sorry that I made you feel worthless, that I pushed you into getting drunk and fucked up thinking you were expendable. You weren't expendable to me. I just wanted you to think that you were. When you found out in that moment, I knew I had broken you. For a split second, I watched you fall and it gave me pleasure. Then it broke my fucking heart. I wish I'd met you later in life when I wasn't such a fucking prick. Back then, when we first got together, people knew I was a rough as fuck towny chav and you were a shy as fuck metal goth witch. Nobody would ever have put us two guys together, as people always kept reminding me. We were first boyfriends, we were first loves, we were first fucks, we were first everything. We met when we were 13, a few years after my twin sister died. I never assumed you were gay too. You were a goth, you wore eyeliner, and you had that androgynous thing down perfect. A really beautiful mix, actually. I don't mean you being half Japanese. I mean rough and blokey, yeah, feminine drudge all at once. People didn't get our friendship. They assumed you were a gay boy because that's what everyone assumes about goth boys. You were like something out of the Addams Family to them. You also said you were a witch. I didn't know what the fuck that meant, but it sounded kinky as fuck. I love to sit around watching you with your tarot cards and playing heavy metal on your guitar. We were 15 the first time we kissed. It all started with that kind of look, you know the kind. The way lingering looks can turn into amazing things, where your heart's about to beat out of your fucking chest, and you think your veins may explode. And you also think you want to throw up because your stomach flips, and you want to shit yourself at the same time as being totally hard. That kind of look. You moved your head to kiss me, and I jumped up and said, "You fucking gay bastard!" I knew it. I fucking hoped it. We went wild with laughter for as long as we could, calling each other fucking gay bards, big gay owls, queer ass folks, gay lords, and any other ridiculous queer name we'd heard back then. You laughed saying you thought I was just the straightest scally square you'd ever met. And I told you you were the weirdest gothy posh boy I'd ever seen, and that you can never tell, because all goth boys seem gay as fuck. We laughed for as long as we could because we knew when we stopped, something else was about to happen. And we knew we'd started something, and we were fucking nervous. This was whole new territory. We were queer fucking babies. We finally kissed for the first time, laughing on each other's lips into each other's open mouths until you pushed your tongue into mine. And then everything changed. Tasting you properly for the first time, you were even better than I'd imagined all those times, side by side on the sofa, trying to hide my stiffy from you. Laying beside you on sleepovers, waiting for you to fall asleep so I could look at you uninterrupted. Sitting next to you at assembly, my knee feeling the close heat of your knee. That electric feeling that goes up my groin, and trying to hide the fact my dick had gotten hard in an auditorium full of classmates. That endless, warm, wet, velvet implosion in our mouths. Our tongues not really knowing what to do, but doing it anyway. Feeling each other through our trousers as we got harder simultaneously. Fucking magic. Horny as fuck, and at the same time, absolutely terrified. We had all our first together, drinking, clubbing, festivals, flats, holidays, mosh pits, going to our first house parties together. We'd be straight upstairs in a bedroom, pulling each other's clothes off. You leaving your dog collar spike chokers on always, poking me in the fucking eyes and face as I rolled around on top of you, half inside you, with people bursting in on us, and me yelling, "This room is fucking taking me!" And then laughing on each other's lips as I fucked you hard in someone else's bed. I couldn't get enough of you. I just loved smelling you on me all night. Going to our first raves together in the middle of nowhere, taking our first MD, selling our first NOS, me holding your wild metal hair back when you puked down a ravine in the dark, getting it in your jewelry. You wear far too much jewelry for fuck's sake for someone getting fucked in a forest. Water-filled tents on wind farms, witchy rituals swimming in black lakes, covered in mud and shit and dirt and blow, and each other's sweat and people's smoke, and it was glorious, disgusting teen freedom. Sitting high on shrooms with you until dawn, off our fucking tits, accidentally in the area where the dogs were doing their shits. I didn't care. I would sit in shit with you anytime, anywhere, because I loved you. Beyond fucks, beyond shit, beyond puke and piss. Beyond racist remarks and dirty looks about being an odd couple, even in the gay village. I watched you go from lanky, awkward gothic geek to big as fuck, witchy metalhead. Fishnet sleeves, baggy trousers, chains. So many pagany pendants, it was hard to find neck to kiss sometimes. Too many giant rings for your hands. Metal through every inch of your skin. Your Jacob's ladder down your cock, the one I didn't mind as much, of course. And tattoos telling secret stories, head to toe. You didn't give a fuck what anyone thought when you walked down the street. You called yourself a Nancy boy, like that song you loved, and owned it. Even when you were bullied and had your head kicked in by racist homophobes, you never changed. In fact, it made you just turn yourself up to 11. I admired it at first, but then I started to resent it. I was never the hottest guy in any room. And next to you, you made me look boring as shit. Everyone loved you better than me. You took care of people. You were a goody-goody paramedic in training. You saved people every day just to make me look even worse. Everything was so easy for you. Making friends, jobs, uni. You were even the son my dad wished he'd had. To everyone, I had resting bastard face. Moody, negative, swinging from one extreme to the other. Going from one medication to the other just made things worse. The shit-stirring, rough, towny loudmouth who always ruined the night. Getting drunk and high and angry. I guess coming from a family who wanted to abort me and my twin sister, and then one of us died when we were 10, makes you act out just to be noticed by parents who'd begun ignoring me in favour of being in love with a ghost. Guess I was the twin that should have died. I wish I loved you and learned from you instead of resenting you for it more and more and trying to sabotage you. I'm sorry I ruined every birthday by hurting myself so you'd have to leave and come take care of me. I didn't want your self-important artsy bastard mates to have you all the time and for you to realise your place wasn't with me anymore because none of them gave me the time of day. Even your best mate couldn't stand me. They, or is it Z? Fuck, back then she was a she. I'm sorry, I meant no disrespect, but I didn't know about those things. And I didn't ask either. I should have. I wish I hadn't started to delete the friends' messages before you saw them, asking you to come out that night so you'd stay in with me. I wish I hadn't started to want to hurt you somehow so I could see something not go right for you, or wish someone would hurt you so I could be the one to fix you. I wish I'd been proud of the selfless parts you gave to people you didn't know. I wish I thanked you for keeping us afloat with all your shift work, because I kept having to quit jobs. I'd get angry when we were out. You'd come after me, tears welling and blurry eyeliner, telling me I was the love of your life, and I'd drunkenly bat you away with my hand or my fist, and people saw. We had a lot of rough, kinky sex consensually. You grew up in mosh and slam pits. We thump and hit each other and strangers all the time within those fucking intense metal frenzies, and we both loved it. But now I realize it's all about the intent behind it. I'm sorry that somewhere over the years the lines got blurred. You didn't give me consent to put my elbow in your throat when I was high, when I didn't want to leave the bar. You didn't give me consent to drunkenly punch you away in the face when I thought you and your mates were laughing at me. You didn't give me consent to accidentally catch your lip ring with my bracelet that time as I smacked you away and rip your face open. Because we were two guys, the level of violence was somehow seen as acceptable. It's not. And I'm so sorry.
I wasn't sure about anything apart from the fact I was fucking in love with you, but I also couldn't stand being around you. It was a constant push-pull, and I'm sorry, I ended up tearing you in half. I wish I paid more attention to what you went through. You came home from your paramedic shifts with bruises and cuts, vomited and pissed on all night, but you always had a smile on your face. I admired that, but also couldn't stop wishing someone would knock the fucking happy out of you. Living with you was slightly creepy sometimes. You believed you were a psychic empath witch. You felt everything people felt. You knew stuff about them they never told you about. You couldn't turn it off. You'd come home in pieces. I wish I paid more attention to your pain and helped you with your rituals and your spells to stop it. I should have run your baths for you full of blue kyanite and salt, even if I didn't believe in it. I was sometimes just happy you'd had a difficult day, and I thought a cuddle and a fuck would sort you out. I'm sorry I used your abandonment issues you had from your violent mum to keep you with me. Your introduction to love was encased in chaos and cruelty, and all I did was replay the record for you. The first time I fucked another guy, he took my face in his ringless hands and he kissed me. I didn't like the smell of his face as much as yours. I didn't like his cock inside me as much as yours. I learned with the next few guys. Not all guys like rimming. Not all guys like your hands around their neck. Not all guys like to flip fuck. Not all guys douche. Not all men start slow and wait for you to get used to them when they shove their dick into you for the first time. But then again, not all guys tell you that they don't want sex because they feel psychically overloaded emotionally. And not all guys have self-inflicted cuts and bruises all over their body they try to hide with tattoos and jewelry. But not all guys make that sexy as hell face you make when you come, or smell amazing like you between their legs. No guys were anything like you. After we broke up, we kept ending up in bed together. I'd just push myself onto your lips and into those dimples and into your bed. I didn't care how much you cried through hot tears running into both of our mouths for me to just leave you alone. I knew you couldn't say no to my lips. Those lips that first kissed you that day behind the bikes. To those lips that first took your cock in my mouth so awkwardly but so carefully with all the love in the world. To those hands that first made you writhe in pleasures you hadn't woken to, and that held your fringe out of your eyes as you vomited after a heavy night. When you've been with someone that long, your partner's lips become old friends. Their voice, their smell, their embrace, they are the comfort. They are the familiars that become your best friend. I knew every time you couldn't walk away from that. Kissing that broken version of you made me finally love you the way you wanted me to love you. I didn't see you until you were broken like me. I loved you before you were beautiful and social. Before when you were awkward as fuck, lanky, lame hair, lame clothes, quiet, too intense and fucking weird. I loved the loser version of you into D&D and Star Trek. The version of you that was so fucked up by your mum that you bled all over me sometimes during sex because you'd self-harm and cut up your inner thighs and they reopened. I fucking loved the real you. Would he love the real you? Being sick down my jeans at a rave? Holding you crying because you were overwhelmed by the psychic pain you felt transferred from the dying victims you just pulled out of a mangled car crash and you flipped your shit? Would he sit there pulling melted cheese out of your goatee and lip piercings drunk at a kebab shop? Would he help you with your first douche on the bathroom floor and be having a dirty fucking laugh whilst doing it? Would he accept the worst first teethy blowjobs in the world but still want you anyway? Would he sit in shit with you? I wish my lasting memory was of our first kiss behind the bikes. Or your giant rings pressing cold metal into my face and me not caring as long as your lips were on mine. Or the first time we actually had sex and how shockingly overcome I'd been by that intimate moment. Instead, it was that broken look of devastation, you bleeding and crying as the others came in. Tears running through eyeliner, running through metal, running through blood, running through the stories on your skin. All I remember is that I just wanted you to remember how much we loved each other. I look at you and I see the man I wished I could be. I loved you at the same time as hating you for being a mirror to my own failures. I hated and loved you in equal measure. I didn't know if I wanted to be you or be with you. I just wish you hadn't highlighted by being you every fucking thing that I wasn't. I wish that some sick part of me hadn't wanted to kick the shit out of you on a daily basis just so you know what it felt like to be me. I wish I'd loved you better. I wish I'd written a different story on your skin. I wish I'd kissed you more. Thank you.